16. Moreover, he called for a famine in the land. He destroyed all the provision of the bread. He sent a man before them, Joseph, who was sold as a slave. They hurt his feet with feathers. He was laid in irons until the time that his word came to pass. The word of the Lord tested him. The king sent and released him. The rulers of the people let him go free. He made him lord of his house and ruler of all his possessions, to bind princes at his pleasure, and to teach the elders wisdom. So here, you have to understand that there was a whole process. See, God, in his mind, already had this whole thing that he was going to do, right? And this whole thing that he was going to do, it says that God was going to bring a famine. And in this famine that he was going to bring, whenever God brings a problem, he always brings a solution, even though it takes time. Because the problem was that there was going to be a famine. It says right here, moreover, he called for a famine in the land and he destroyed all the bread. But before the destruction, God had already had a plan. He had a plan, and the person's name was Joseph. Joseph was sold as a slave by his brothers, but he needed to suffer before he can do anything for God, because that's how God trains people. God trains people to see how much you will endure, how much can you handle, how much would you be firm, how long will you allow God to do what he needs to do. And it says here, Joseph was sold as a slave. He wasn't just randomly sold. He was sold by his brothers that were jealous of him because he was a prophetic boy. See, people don't like prophetic people because they speak on behalf of God and people are jealous. His brothers hated him. They were jealous of him. And he was the favorite one of his dads because he had the coat of many colors that represents the backing of God. That kingly garment. It wasn't just some random garment. He was wearing a kingly garment. He was prophetic. He prophesied as a child that his brothers and everybody was going to bow. And because of that, they hated him. They sold him as a slave. And when he was a slave, it says that they hurt his feet with feathers. He was chained and they laid him in irons until the time that his word came to pass. The word of the Lord tested him. The God was testing him. How long will you be able to last this pain? How long? And when the time was right, God sent the kings to release him. The rulers let him go free.